A very polarizing topic at the U.S. Olympic trials, Charles. A athlete by the name of Gwen Berry, who qualified for the U.S. Olympic team, but it's what happened after, Charles.
Hammer toss is
the hammer toss.
Yeah.
It's what happened after her event, which she did great in, that has caused a lot of controversy, and now has a lot of fans actually calling for Gwen to be kicked off of the Olympic team.
Yeah, just as she finally made the team, they want her off because she was on the podium and turned her back to the flag when the national anthem was played. And now it raises the issue of what happens when Gwen is actually at the games. If she wins a medal, if she wins a gold medal, she's on the podium and they're going to play the national anthem.
Right.
What would she do at that point?
And the International Olympic Committee has come out and said, over the last couple of months, they've said there is going to be absolutely no political protest. So something like this, theoretically, under the IOC's rules, would not be allowed, could actually cause Gwen to be fined or even with a stiffer penalty, kicked out of the Olympics.
Gwen is obviously very active on social media and is really against social injustice in America and is very against everything that's been going down against the Black community, and this is big to her. And she made a point that I think is very clear here, that she thinks she was set up by all this. She says when they played this national anthem, they didn't tell her they were going to do it. And she believed it was kind of like they did this on purpose to make this a thing against her. If you're familiar with how these trials work, they only play the anthem once at these trials. It's not like the Olympics where they play it every podium ceremony or stuff like that. So she's very, very upset, and she believes that this was a setup. This was something they did to try to embarrass her or make her look bad. And to her credit, she stood to her grounds and she turned away from it and put up her shirt and protested it all.
Edward, what she's saying is they knew my stance and how I felt about social justice issues, and that she was going to protest. Did they ever say anything to her? Because knowing what the IOC's stance is on political protests, did the USOC ever say anything to her like, hey, this is going to be an issue should you make it to Tokyo? To my knowledge, I don't think anybody's really said anything to her about, hey, you can't do this, you can do this, but I do believe they've all released statements or they've spoken to other media outlets explaining that this is what happens. It happens once a day, and it just so happened to be during your podium ceremony. So they've made it clear that this is not an attack on her. This was not like something they wanted to do to her, despite what she's claiming. But that's what they've said. Now, going forward, we really don't know. I mean, like you guys have talked about, they obviously they want to avoid this. They're talking about sanctions and stuff like that in Tokyo if potentially this happens. So we don't know what's going to happen going forward. But as far as them, they defend it. They say this was not intentional. Yeah,
I still know. I always try to look, what would the USOC have to gain by putting Gwen in that position, forcing her to protest? Why do they do?
But the problem is she actually won the spot on the team.
Right.
So what are they going to take it? The USOC is in a position now where it's like you can't take it away from someone who actually
rightfully deserves to be on the team by her.
You can't take it away because she wants to protest. That would just
no.
I don't know how that would fly.
They will get destroyed first of all, and it just shouldn't do it. She deserves to be there.
All right.
Tyrone from Dallas. First off, congrats to Gwen Berry for getting the bronze medal, and then also for her activism. I know it took a lot of courage for her to still, stand up there, hold up her T-shirt, and let them know that, I don't agree with what's going on in America right now, and so this is where our stance is, and so we support her. And then also we got senators trying to come at her, but good job, Gwen Berry. I'm here for it.
This is going to be very interesting as we get closer to the Olympics because she's clearly not going to back down.
Right.
So.